As a digital nomad, you can work and live on the amazing island of Bali, in beautiful Croatia, mysterious and diverse Colombia, stunning South Africa, or on a tropical island of the Philippines. Working and living there sounds like a dream, right? But beware, not everything that glitters is gold. So is this lifestyle really amazing and beautiful as people say? Is it sustainable, or is it actually much harder? This and much more we will talk about in this video. Hey guys, my name is Goran, I'm a digital nomad, and today's video is being made in the beautiful city of Zagreb, here in the capital of Croatia. The goal of today's video is to talk about 5 pros and 5 cons of the life as a digital nomad. Is it really as beautiful and amazing as people say it is, or is it much more difficult and complicated? We will see today after comparing the pros and cons in this video. Let's start right away with the main topic of this video, the 5 pros and cons of being a digital nomad. Number 1 is work and live from almost everywhere. Imagine living in Croatia, Bali, Colombia, Thailand, or maybe in South Africa. That's the dream, right? In the last 4 years, I have been living mostly in the beautiful city of Medellin in Colombia, but I have also been working in Egypt, Switzerland, Croatia, Mexico, Spain, and probably 2 or 3 more countries. This year, I want to spend my summer in the south of Europe, in some of the beautiful Mediterranean countries like Croatia, Albania, maybe Greece or Italy. And then for winter, I want to go again to Southeast Asia, to be in Indonesia, Thailand, Philippines, and 2 or 3 more countries. Even though I'm financially not rich, I feel rich inside because I can actually do whatever I want. I can travel from one to another country, live the life I've always wanted to live, or actually have never imagined to be able to live. Number 2 is the freedom and the flexibility. Imagine you are currently, like me, in Croatia, in Zagreb, and then you have a family member visiting you. But during weekdays, you normally couldn't go out of your office and take a coffee with them. That's one of the big advantages of being a digital nomad. I am mostly very flexible and I can work from wherever I want, and I can do it whenever I want. For example, if I want to fly to Singapore, I can take the Wednesday flight because it's much cheaper than flying on a Saturday. That would only mean that the Saturday before or afterwards I would be working a little bit more, and I would already have the same amount of hours and the work would be done. And I can really take advantage of these opportunities, of the flexibility and freedom to move around whenever I want. You can adjust your working and your free time hours mostly based on your needs and your current situation wherever you are. This is not always very easy, as you have to be very disciplined, as sometimes you have to work at 6 a.m. and sometimes you have to work until 11 a.m. But that would also mean that during the day you are able to go surf, have a dive, or something else, visiting a beautiful waterfall. For me, this freedom and flexibility are one of the main reasons why I'm willing to work very hard today to achieve very great things, because happiness is so much closer to my life as it has been ever before, and I can do with my life whatever I want, and that's actually my goal. The third positive point is personal growth. Working every day from the same office with the same people in the same routine doesn't really help you to grow in your life, to learn new skills, to have changes in your life and make something out of it. Mostly you will be stagnating for 2 or 3 years in the same position, sometimes even more years, just to grow one more step on the career ladder. And for me personally, that's not the way I can be happy, because I need changes, I need growth, I need to learn new things. I want to readjust always in my life, and for me personally, in the office that wasn't possible. Even though I love my job, I love my company, I never felt like I belonged there because I felt without energy, without passion, without drive. And I knew I had to change something. And today I work again for the same company actually, and my results are very amazing because I'm happy every day, even though, for example, from South America, I have to get up at 6 a.m. every day to be able to work some European time zone hours. Also, based on my own experience, I know that in the last 2 or 3 years, I've been able to learn much more than I did during university and actually the last 10 years of my life. And the most amazing part is I went to so many places, I did so many things that honestly, like in the last 5 years, I have had more life in my 5 years than most people have in 80 or 90 years. And this gives me the energy to really keep on learning, keep on working hard, keep on growing as a person, because it gives me so much freedom, financial stability, and much more. And I just love it, and I want to keep going for that. Number 4 is actually to make more money. Wait, what? You can make more money and travel the world? Yes, that's true, because digital nomads actually mostly work very hard and have very high goals to achieve on their career path. For example, if you work as a freelancer, you can grow your salary actually every 2 or 3 months, whereas in the office, your salary will grow maybe every month for 2 or 3% if you are very lucky. But as a digital nomad, you can actually double your salary within a few months, because if you know how to sell your skills, how to sell yourself, and you work, that actually can help you really to go easily from 10 to maybe 40 or 50 US dollars per hour. Even my friends from Colombia or from Spain, Portugal and other parts are very afraid to change into remote working, even though they have access to all the information I have. But I'm showing them that instead of making 3 or 4 US dollars per hour, they can maybe go to 10, 15 or even 20. And that's actually doable because they can work for companies from the US or for Europe. And even though they're getting less money for the same work as somebody from Europe, they can still travel the world and save much more money, invest in properties, stuff like that, but obviously after a few years of working and saving the money. By actually being your own boss, you can increase your salary pretty fast and pretty easy if you invest, for example, in your sales skills and know how to pitch your services, how to pitch yourself, how you can make the difference for a company and why they should pay you more than they are paying somebody in your current country or current position, for example. I grew up in one of the richest countries, one of the countries with the highest salaries in the world, and financially for me today it wouldn't make sense to go back and live there because the cost of living is so high. Today I make the money, I could be almost making, obviously I could make a little bit more in a career path there, but I'm making less money, but with the cost of living in the countries I'm visiting, traveling to, I am saving much more money than I used to before. Number 5 is new people and new cultures. Yes, that's a very obvious point, but I have met so many people on the road I consider really, really close friends, even though we see each other maybe once a year or every 2 years, but we are in touch on WhatsApp, etc. I have friends that are very close to me in Mexico, in Portugal, in Spain, in Colombia, and wherever I want to visit one of those countries, I have a free bed. I have friends that want to show me around, that are happy that I can come to visit them, and they have also visited me already in Croatia. We have met in other parts of the world. Being able to live in countries like Colombia or Thailand and Indonesia and learn more about their cultures, that's something that is really not payable. That's an experience you will never have in another way of life. And I'm very grateful to be able to learn from other countries, from other cultures and their way of life. And also another point is that I'm so happy that I can appreciate much more what I have achieved in my life, that I'm able to actually travel around the world, many more things, because if you live in a first world country, even though you know there are many problems all around the world, you keep forgetting it because you are used to what is your current bubble, your current way of life, and you don't really appreciate what you have, even though most people say it, but most people actually don't, because they don't even know how to compare to other situations in their life. And if you want to see or learn more about the remote working path, the digital nomad lifestyle, or more about self-development, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button so that in the future you can see the other videos I will produce for you as well. Obviously, I could keep on going for many, many more hours and talking about digital nomad lifestyle, remote working, why everything is so amazing. But we will stop at number 5 and now switch to 5 negative points of digital nomad lifestyle and why not everything is perfect in this way of life. Number 1 is loneliness. Loneliness can be actually very difficult because always when you stay for some time in a country, you have made new friends, you have to change again, and then you have to change again due to visa regulations. For a few people that's very hard. For some it's easy because they are more extroverted and go to more events to get to know more people. Also, for example, having love relationships, a boyfriend, a girlfriend or whatever, can be pretty difficult if your partner isn't a digital nomad and is working from one place only and living in one place. So you have to compromise a lot to make this work for you both, and that's not easy, and most people don't actually can do that. Then you are missing out on some events at home like birthdays, weddings, whatever it is. And if you are currently in your country not happy or just arrived and don't know anybody, this can actually be much harder than it would be if you would already know people in other countries. But actually there's also a solution for that. It's not always very easy because you have to step out of your comfort zone. In all the cities you have language exchanges, social events for expats, for digital nomads. You just have to go there because most of the people there are in the same situation and you can make a change in your current life. But it's not always easy when you're not very happy about being alone to go out and meet new people. Point number 2 is less financial security. Most of digital nomads don't have a full-time position. Most of us work as freelancers or business owners, and our incomes vary from month to month. We have a very good month, maybe it's a little bit worse, then we have an amazing month, and then we have 3 months where the average salary isn't as high as we have expected to. Depending on your current career path, you can actually make, even in the bad months, more than enough money. But maybe when you're starting out, you can be struggling, and that's actually a very difficult situation because it gives you self-doubts. You are not sure if you want to do that, you become anxious. But trust me, if you keep on working, if you keep learning new skills, you can change that within 2 or 3 months. If you have the savings to first pay your 2 or 3 months abroad, it should be doable. But those points don't have to be negative actually, because if you are already successful, if you are on a very good path, then those points aren't going to bother you too much. That's actually much more complicated in the first few months where you are starting out and learning many new skills. Number 3 is difficulty of long-term plans. For example, if my family wants to visit me, they say, Goran, where are you going to be between 6 and 8 months from now on? Guys, I don't know. I don't know maybe where I will be next month, where I will be in 3 months, but for sure, I cannot guarantee that I will be somewhere in 6 months. Why? Because I have the flexibility and the freedom, and I can change the places whenever I want. You don't know if within 1 month, for example, you're going to meet an amazing group of people while you are on Koh Phangan in Thailand, and they say, hey man, we have a beautiful villa in Bali, or we want to go to South Africa, we have a room available, are you going to join us? And then it can actually happen that I say yes. Maybe you have been staying for a few months in very humid and hot countries and you want to go back to the mountains somewhere where it's cooler, where you can focus much better on work, or maybe the other way around. So you actually never know how things are going to be in 6 months. Some people like me or my friends, and actually most digital nomads, we appreciate a lot that we have this freedom and flexibility, but planning can be more difficult with other people because things change. Number 4 is saturation of paradise. Imagine the last 3 months you have been working on Koh Phangan or Koh Samui in Thailand, and then for the summer you want to switch to Europe, to the island of Hvar in Croatia, and then you head for a few days to visit some friends in Barcelona because you spend a month in the Swiss Alps. Sounds amazing, right? But if you keep traveling from one place to another and another and another, you get used to it. And if you change the places within a very short amount of times, you will feel tired. You will not be able to absorb all the emotions, all the colors, all the smells. You get used to it, and that's actually very sad, because the point of being a digital nomad and travel the world is to be able to live in the culture, in the country, and really enjoy the process. There's actually an easy solution for that, because instead of changing your place every week, every 2 weeks, or every month, maybe it's time to stay for 2 or 3 or 4 months in the same destination, that you get a routine, that you get used to it, and then you feel inside, oh my God, I need a change, I want to go to another place, I want to have different food, I want to have different nature, and then you will get that hunger back again, and that's actually a very beautiful feeling. I have already been in that situation for 2 or 3 times, and then I always went back to Medellin for a few months. And honestly, after 3 months, I'm like dying inside. Then I say, I need to go to Mexico, maybe to the Caribbean, to eat some tacos. I want to go to European summer where things are completely different. And that's so amazing. Honestly, that's so beautiful. And it's worth it to not change every few days or few weeks the destination. And now let's already move on to the last part of the video, number 5, constant change. Yes, I hate routine, I like change, but constant change can be very demanding and can be very hard. That's very hard for your body, for your working routine, for your discipline, because in one time zone, maybe you have to work in the mornings to please the needs of your employer or your clients, and then the other way around in Asia, maybe you have to work from 6 p.m. until midnight, and then you have to change your life, you have to change your routines for breakfast, when you make your sports, when you go make some day trips. This doesn't sound maybe that difficult for a few people, but for the organism it's very hard. So you have to adjust your lifestyle always to the time zones of your clients, depending on your work obviously, and this is a very hard process for the body. But also, I like it personally, even though yes, it's hard, sometimes I'm very tired, I like the changes, I like to switch the routines. So guys, that has already been the 5 positive and the 5 negative points of being a digital nomad and our lifestyle. Please keep in mind that every person is different, we have different needs, we have different wishes, we have different problems and issues. So every point can be actually a positive or a negative point based on your own experiences. For me personally, it was actually very difficult to find 5 negative points, as most of them don't even apply to me. I enjoy all the things. For me, it's no problem to move always around. But one thing is for sure, life of a digital nomad is not always perfect. It's not always easy. There are many struggles for us. a strong character, passion, and the belief in what you are doing are necessary to be very successful in this path. And if you have that inside of you, you can learn many new skills, have personal growth, travel the world, and even actually make a better career than if you would have stayed at home, because there's much more speed, there's much more potential available than in a full-time job. And trust me, if you're looking for all of that, this way of life with remote working is the key to have a much better life. And as always, you will now see a summary with all the points we have been talking about today, so that you can make a screenshot and keep all the necessary information on your phone for the future. We are already coming to the end of this video. I hope that you have learned many new things and that you have maybe answered a few questions. If you have any things open, feel free to let a comment below the video, and then I will answer them, or maybe even make a video so that you can actually have all the information you need to take the decisions and make the processes and changes in your life you want to make. Did you know that 3 out of 4 persons watching this video are no subscribers of mine yet? No? So let's change that. Please hit that subscribe button, leave a like, anything. And if you want to see more videos in the future, that's how you can do it. Thank you very much for your help. Have a nice day and see you in the next one.